Street League Skateboarding and DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. The streets of Seattle, known for many things. The iconic Space Needle, the oldest farmer's market in North America. But here at the Key Arena today, it is all about street skateboarding. Hey everybody, I am Sal Masakela, joined by 20 years street skateboarding professional and veteran Felix Arguelles, and we are here for the first stop of Street League Skateboarding, an exciting season 2, $1.6 million in prize money up for grabs. We're giving away $150,000 for first place today, with 24 of the best skateboarders on the planet. But really, Felix, what is it about Street League that makes it so unique?
One of the main things, Sal, is the instant scoring experience. Every move is judged instantaneously. It's quality versus quantity, and risk is what gets you the reward, and it's a very handsome reward.
And we're gonna see some risk going down hard for that $150,000 today. Some innovations in place to change things up and really raise the stakes. And for more on that, we go to the commander, the founder, the commissioner, Rob Dyrdek.
That's right, we've made a lot of incredible changes this year. We went from 4 sections to 3 sections, adding a lot more variety so the skaters can skate to their absolute strength. But the biggest thing, we're bringing 10 guys to the finals, and there's gonna be 2 guys eliminated in each of the first 2 sections, left with only 6 guys to battle it out for the $150,000 on the big section. These are, without a doubt, the best skateboarders on the planet Earth, and you're about to see one of the most intense skateboarding competitions you have ever witnessed.
Rob Dyrdek is fired up in his Sunday blue, and the fans here inside the Key Arena, you can see they are keyed up. A playoff-like atmosphere here at Stop 1 of Street League. And Felix, here is our start list for Heat 1.
We have Torey, Pudwill, Nyjah, Huston, Shane O'Neill, Chaz Ortiz, and Chris Cole.
Our finalists here in Heat 2, we'll see Mikey Taylor, Paul Rodriguez, Ryan Scheckler, Mikemo, and Billy Marks, who got in earlier when we were online in the LCQ end of things.
The last chance qualifier.
Billy Marks made that last chance qualifier. Here are the rules of the street, Felix.
We have 3 sections. The tech section, 10 skaters get 7 attempts and 2 are eliminated. We have the line section, 8 skaters get 5 attempts, 2 are eliminated. The line section, you have to make 2 tricks to get judged. The big section, 6 skaters, 7 attempts, and then we crown our champion. 5 judges, cumulative scores, 0 to 10 points instantaneously thanks to the ISX system. Every attempt counts and the risk gets the reward.
Indeed. Some interesting hairstyles here today on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Here's the tech section.
Tech section, we have a little gap over a rail right there. We have a bench with the rail on top, good for combination maneuvers. And then towards the end of the tech section, we have this kicker. You can either choose to bump onto the rail or bump over the rail. One trick in that section will determine your score in the tech section.
This crowd has been keyed up. They've been making noise all through practice. Here's our monster winning formula to get things done to win that $150,000.
You know, you're taking a lot of risks, but you still have to be consistent. And if you're creative, some never done before stuff, you're gonna get big scores. And now the level of difficulty is really what determines the stuff here, because risk is what gets you the reward. These guys come out gunning, man.
All right, there you see our starting lineup, and Billy Marks, who squeaked in after the last chance qualifier, will be first, followed by Capaldi, Sheckler, Rodriguez, and Taylor. Each skater getting 7 attempts at a single trick in the tech section. And these scores coming in from our 5 judges will be instant. It's game time. Billy Marks.
Huge kickflip. We call that the fatty to flatty. It's a way to set it off.
Indeed, 28 years old, out of Corona, California.
Sets it off with a 5.0.
And he comes into this first stop in Street League ranked 12th. He'd like to change that. Next up, Mikemo, not really a contest guy until Street League. Why?
Well, Mikemo's the purist, the real street skater. You see him, he heads right for the bench. That's what you'll find in the streets. Fakey, crooked, grind, and fakey.
And Mikemo stoked to be here in his first final. And of course, Ryan Scheckler, 21 years of age, but it seems like he's been around forever. One of the biggest names in street skateboarding.
Nose grind 180. This shows you how real of a skateboarder Scheckler is. He's in the realest street contests, and he does the big contests as well.
And ironically, for all the accolades of Ryan Scheckler, never won a street league event. Definitely wants to change that today.
It displays how challenging the event is.
Paul Rodriguez, 26 years old, out of Tarzana, California.
There you go. Displaying some technical skill there with the frontside shove it to stand-up backside nose grind right on the block.
Paul been working on his TSO instructional app. He just got done filming. They'll be releasing that in a couple of weeks.
Judges recognize the technicality, gets a 5.2 and ties Scheckler for the most tech move out here.
Mike Taylor with the miss. You said to me earlier that Mike Taylor had been skating incredible the last couple of days.
That was really surprising. He basically skated switch and nollie right into the finals. He should have probably nollied to that nose blunt instead of ollie to it.
And back up to the top with Billy Marks.
Oh! Huge Caballero over that bump to bar. Caballero is a fakey-to-fakey 360.
That's going to get a score. Remember, these guys being judged each score out of a possible 10 points, and we will accumulate the total score of their 7 attempts.
Instantaneously, we find out he's our new leader with that 6.0.
And Mikemo.
Clean switch backside tail slide.
On his second attempt.
Now, you're going to hear me saying switch a bunch. These guys skate both stances. You know, when you normally stand on a skateboard, you have a preferred choice. Well, these guys skate equally good in both directions.
All right, look for Ryan Scheckler to step things up.
He really locked into that gap over the rail to back tail slide. Tweaked up a little bit in a frontside blunt, but it seems like, you know, the wax might have made it slide out.
Ryan Scheckler won his first gold medal at the X Games at 13 years of age. Remember seeing him at a contest at Slam City Jam in Vancouver in early 2000. Been around a long time. But right now, it's about the man they call P-Rod.
Paul was looking for a nollie flip nose slide right there.
$150,000 at stake, Felix, for first prize. This is the richest purse in street skateboarding history. As we see Mike Taylor about to go in, how does that affect these guys' nerves?
I mean, I think they know they just got to come out gunning. Second place is $40,000. There's a really big difference.
All right, we are in Heat 1 of the tech sections. 2 runs down, 5 more to go. Street League, stop 1 is on. Street League Skateboarding is brought to you by DC Skateboarding since 1994. And by Bill My Parents Spend Smart Card, designed for teens, young adults, and their parents. Gears of War 3, coming September 20th, only on Xbox 360. And Monster. Street League Skateboarding's Chris Cole and Shane O'Neill are fueled by Monster Energy. Welcome back inside the Key Arena here in Seattle. Crowds fired up. So many combinations and opportunities to score here in Street League. For more, we break it down once again with the commissioner, Rob Dearden.
4.2, 9.5, 8.7, 7.3, nose grind, Smith grind. Sometimes listening to all this skateboard talk and all these scores doesn't make sense. I'm here with Chaz Ortiz to break down our scoring system. And we're gonna start first with a fundamental trick, and that's the backside tail slide. Now, if he did this in the event, he'd only get 2 points, so you won't see this. To step up from just a regular backside tail slide, this young man's gonna add a kickflip to it. Now, a kickflip backside tail slide is gonna give you mid-range points depending on what obstacle you do it. But now you've added a flip to a fundamental trick, so you're gonna end up in that 4 to 6 range. But to really get some points, if you flip in and flip out, you're going way up there. You're hitting that 7, 8 zone depending on what the obstacle is. Woo! That is difficulty. Now that's gonna get you way up there in the 7s, potentially an 8 or a 9, depending on what obstacle you do it. No, it's pretty complicated to see Street League skateboarding, but in the end, it's an amazing feat to see really, really technical tricks. Great work, man. Great work. You're a true professional. You're a true professional. Yeah.
The David Stern of street skateboarding. Rob Dyrdek breaking down scoring, but we are back here in the tech section. And Felix, did not take long for these guys to get into a zone. Billy Marks has been on fire.
These guys leave the butterflies at home, you know. We went to commercial break, but they don't stop. Double kickflip over the bumper bar. Wow, like magic.
I love his humility, like just a little mini claim, like, thank you.
I mean, he's just showing respect to the crowd out there, man. You really feel this crowd. They're riding with you every move. 7.2, wow.
And
biggest score right there.
With that, as you can see at the top, he's up to 25.3. And take a look at that DC cam following Mike Lowe. It's like we're watching a street video.
Oh yeah, he busted Guy Mariano right there, the switch shove to switch nose grind. You know, Billy Marks being our leader, that's someone you don't commonly think of as a technical skateboarder. As far as like, you know, the real small street stuff, he's kind of like a technical, high-risk rail kind of skater.
Well, desperate times call for desperate measures, especially when we're talking about $150,000 at stake. Ryan Scheckler would love a piece of that.
Huge frontside half-cab flip the long way around. That's tough right there.
That'll make him smile.
Judges definitely recognize that right there. He gets a 4.9. The hip's the easier route to take there, but still he gets rewarded.
Gets that much closer, bumps into second place. Paul Rodriguez has looked tense here in this first round. Something about his body language.
See a textbook switch flip missed by Paul Rodriguez. Something's definitely up. He has to shake those butterflies, Sal.
Seems like he's got some sort of pressure weighing on him that we're usually not used to seeing.
I mean, in other formats, you somewhat get to warm up, you know, rolling around, skating around. You just got to come out here and shoot. Oh, Mikey was looking for a nollie from feeble there. His truck slipped off, and it cost him to make it.
You said that in the earlier rounds, you know, those nollie tricks popping off the nose were really the key for him.
Oh, yeah, Mikey just came out swinging switch stance and nollie. When you're not skating regular, you're definitely getting a couple extra points.
Our leader, Billy Marks, has nothing to lose.
Wow. Look for a nollie inward heel over that bump to bar. That's kind of like a go-to trick for Billy Marks. I'm surprised he missed it, actually.
Now, as far as consistency is concerned, in Street League, Mikemo only lands 21% of his tricks in Street League competition.
Well, you know what? Last season he had an injured foot, so his approach was a little bit more timid, and he skipped a lot of the obstacles in a lot of the sections. This year he's come out blazing, he's healthy, and we're seeing a new Mikemo, a rising star.
Oh! Scheckler wants some.
Perfect backside tail slide. That was a move he missed before. Slid out on him. He nailed it this time.
And remember, folks, these skaters are in the Bill My Parents money zone. Whoever ends up in the top 3 of this heat will be safe. No matter what happens in heat 2, the top 3 won't be eliminated, as we're gonna drop 2 skaters. So you see Scheckler, Marks, Capaldi, they're in that money zone. But Paul Rodriguez said right there, hey, don't cut me out, I want in.
I think he switched the button on. There was that textbook Paul Rodriguez switch flip. Perfection. Strict perfection right there. 5.9 for Paul.
All right, we are here in the 6th attempt. Only one more attempt left for all these skaters after Mike Taylor
does that nollie from feeble he was looking for right there. I think Mikey's worked out the kinks as well.
I've never felt this kind of collective roar, like this basketball game type environment like I'm feeling here at Street League.
Nollie right there off the bank, Sal, locks in that frontside feeble, and I know what you're saying. It's like everybody in this arena is riding on that board with these guys.
Man, this is exciting, and it's just our first round. It's just the tech section as we're back up to the top.
It's like many little contests inside one big one.
Ryan Scheckler bumped himself into first place. Ooh. Billy Marks decides to send it.
It's a little strategy there. He wanted to make sure he had a make and rack up a couple extra points. He goes for the fat 180. Judges know he could have probably frontside flipped that, so they give him a 2.7. So he went all the way to the flat. Although the board didn't flip and it wasn't a nollie, it wasn't a switch, you know, it gets a little less of a reward for the score. Little strategy comes to play.
He knew where the numbers were, and like that, back in the first, back and forth, back and forth.
Scheckler still has a go, so he'll do something about that, I'm sure. Ooh.
And remember, guys, while this is a playoff game atmosphere, we're also having a dunk contest at the same time, as we'll be rewarding the Monster Best Trick. And we'll be showing you candidates for that throughout the broadcast here at Stop 1. So keep notes of that for you at home.
Best trick in each section gets a little extra bonus. And the best trick overall of the event gets a little extra bonus. There's a lot of cash getting made here, Sal.
A lot of rewards, a lot of maneuvers to clap about.
Finally, skateboarders are getting rewarded for that risk they've been taking for years.
You see Paul Rodriguez digging into his cap. He needs something major.
Ooh, he was looking for a varial heel flip to nose grind right there. He knows you have to come out gunning after you have a couple bails. That's some street league skateboarding right there. You know, he pulled the trigger. Didn't pay off this time, but he pulled the trigger.
Well, Rodriguez in a dangerous position there, sitting on those 11.1 points. Will they hold up?
Mikey Taylor has to close out this round right now. Wondering if he's going to come in switch or he's going to come in nollie.
And Mikey said, I got another attempt. I thought I was good.
Well, this is Mikey's first final here at Street League. He's the newest pro on DC Footwear and Apparel. That was a switch stance feeble grind. One of the things about a feeble grind, you got to kind of lift up when you're coming off the rail. It took too long to lift up, and he kind of landed a little sideways.
Well, Mike Taylor not in that it's money zone, but Marks, Scheckler, and Capaldi 1, 2, and 3 in Heat 1 of the tech section.
Exciting tech section, huh, Sal?
Kidding me? There you see the official results and how it stands, and watch the low men on the totem pole there. Rodriguez, Taylor, Capaldi. We'll see how they'll be affected in Heat 2, as the lowest two scores between the two heats here in this first tech section will be calling it a day.
And welcome Billy Marks to the top. First time I've seen him in a final at the top.
I know the commissioner, Rob Dyrdek, is going to speak on some things of what we've seen in this first heat. Go Big Blue.
I mean, you see it right there. Paul Rodriguez, man, that's what happens under this level of pressure. He's one of the greatest skateboarders alive, and it devastates me to see a superstar on the edge right now, but really he's the guy on the low totem hole that's really has a shot at getting eliminated. On the other end, Billy Marks, you've seen two really, really hard tricks, the double flip, and that got him in that 7-point range, and that just shows you're gonna do the really hard stuff, you're gonna get rewarded. Mikey Taylor, all he had to do was one trick, and he was guaranteed to move on his final trick, and he missed it, so he's on the bubble. Him and Paul are on the bubble. Next 5 guys are up. We're gonna see who gets eliminated coming up.
Thank you, Big Rob. And you heard him say it, Heat 2 coming up. Chris Cole, Nyjah Huston in the tech section. Welcome back, folks, to Seattle, Washington. Taking a look there at the famous Space Needle, the oldest revolving restaurant in America, sits atop there. And hey, ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball continues Sunday and Monday night. First, on ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball at 8 Eastern, Jason Hayward and the Braves face division rivals, the Phillies, led by the big bat of Ryan Howard. Then, on ESPN's Monday Night Baseball at 7 Eastern, it's Justin Morneau and the Minnesota Twins taking on Dustin Pedroia and the Boston Red Sox. The Twins-Red Sox game also seen on ESPN in the Minnesota and Boston markets. Welcome back, everybody. Sal Masakela, joined by street skateboarding veteran Felix Arguelles, and we are getting set for Heat 2 here in the tech section. Chris Cole, Chaz Ortiz, Shane O'Neill, Nyjah Huston, defending champ of Street League, and Torey Pudwill, the #1 qualifier. What are we going to see, Felix, as we get set for Chris Cole shortly to come in?
I mean, we have 2 of our previous winners here, so you're going to see Street League's finest going down out there. Torey Pudwill is really known for his combinations and just technicality. He's one of the most exciting guys to see out here.
Yeah, when I came in last night and I was checking into the hotel, I ran into Ryan Scheckler, and I said, man, you look like you've seen a ghost. He said, yeah, his name is Torey Pudwill. He said, if you would have saw the stuff that Torey Pudwill was doing today, Sal, it didn't make sense. He said, I'm going to bed to get some rest because I know he's going to bring it again.
Yep, another guy I thought with a real deep bag of tricks is Chris Cole. One of the winningest guys in skateboarding, and yet he still hasn't won a street league, so I know he's gunning for the top.
Yeah, when you talk about Chris Cole, there's a guy who lands 86% of his tricks. I mean, he's got a focus and a massive bag of tricks. He'll do something that you've never seen before.
Yesterday he used a lot of strategy and slowly climbed up the leaderboard, just getting himself in the final. A real strategist. I think he was saving his big guns for today. I got to take a second, Sal, to say Happy Mother's Day to Dulce Arguelles.
And I will do the same to the wonderful Jessie LaPierre, who, without her, I would not be able to sit here. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. All the moms who drive their kids to the skate parks across the country. Happy Mother's Day to you guys for supporting your kids' passion.
Skateboarding does take you somewhere. I mean, look at Shane O'Neill, the winningest skateboarder in the street league. He made $262,000 last year. Talk about that. The year before that, nothing really.
And who would have thought that we'd be talking in 2011 about a $1.6 million prize purse in street skateboarding as we see Chris Cole
coming out gunning. Lip slide's kind of more of a basic trick. On a critical obstacle, though, that's kind of a high bar across the whole bar. He scored mediocrely. They know he's got a lot more to offer.
Chaz Ortiz, another consistent guy. And he proves why he has that 84% next to him.
We've been saying it. It's kind of synonymous with him. He's got ice rolling through his veins.
And he's got something to prove. Last year, 2 points away from a win, and wasn't able to nail that last trick. And how much money did it cost him?
It cost him $70,000 in Ontario and gave $150 to Sean Malto.
Look at that great perspective on Shane O'Neill.
Starting it off tech, going in switch with a switch tail slide 270 out. This guy's one of the most technical skateboarders ever in the history of skateboarding.
In the weeks leading up to coming here, I was talking to Rob Dyrdek, and he said, man, Shane O'Neill, I'm excited about him. But Nyjah Huston.
Oh, wow, that was really strange. I never expected that.
$262,000. That's how much money Nyjah Huston,
Shane.
Excuse me, Shane. Yeah. Last year, $205,000. That's what Nyjah earned last year in Street League.
Not bad for a teenager.
16 years old.
Look at that right there, Sal. Backside tail slide, hops out to backside lip slide, and comes out fakie.
Now, Torey Pudwill is one of the guys who doesn't really like sit there and do the math as far as what he needs to do. He just goes out there and does it.
Yeah. He was telling Rob, I just go out there and skate, man. That's I don't do math too well. He doesn't need to do math. He's on top right now with a 6.6, the highest scored technical trick of this section for this heat.
Chris Cole taking a little transfer line there.
I really like that line, how he goes from the rail to the ledge. 3.7, crooked grind and manual. Next up, Chaz Ortiz.
Great story. Chaz has been at only 17 years of age. There's a reason why he's one of the biggest names in skateboarding. From Chicago, Illinois.
Ollies over the back of that cross beam and nose blunts that rail downward. Clean. Gets a 4.3 for that.
So, Taylor in first right now, coming in out of Melbourne, Australia, mate. Shane O'Neill. What happened there?
Well, it could have been a nollie flip nose slide attempt or a nollie flip crooked grind. We're yet to find out whether his nose is going to hit there or the truck, but he's got variables going out of each one of those tricks. I mean, Shane's like a pinball, get caught in the corner. Just goes ding, 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 and gets all his extra points. There's that nollie crooked grind he missed before.
Nyjah Huston, he doesn't say much. He lets his skateboarding do the talking. He's got this cool demeanor, but when he decides to let it fly, it's pretty serious. It's a reason why he's a defending champ.
I really like Nyjah a lot more this season. He's a little bit more aggressive. Still is calculated, a little bit more aggressive, pushing faster, skating real strong.
Oh! And there you see that follow perspective.
DC cam's amazing.
Torey Pudwill getting tech with it.
Kickflip backside lip slide. Yesterday he did that kickflip backside lip slide right there and came out frontside 180, getting himself the highest score ever in the tech section. We may see that.
All right, we are in Heat 2 here in the tech section. Few more runs coming up. Who's gonna move on? Who's getting dropped? We'll find out. Seattle's known for the Space Needle, and Seattle's known for its coffee. Some of the best coffee in America. I don't know if they drink as much coffee as they do here because the sky is always so gray in Felix, and you want to sleep. And if that's how it started, but the coffee is good. Chris Cole doesn't need any coffee as we welcome you back here into Heat 2, Sal Masekela and Felix Arguelles, as we watch Chris Cole put down yet another one.
Well, Chris Cole is fueled by Monster, so he definitely doesn't need any coffee.
Indeed, we'll be giving each of these skaters 7 attempts. We're accumulating a total score of those 7 attempts, and we're going to take the top 8 from Heat 1 and 2 and move them on.
I watched Chris Cole take a look at the Jumbotron right there and watch himself slide into 5th place. He liked that. He did a little cock right there of his fist. Untimely bail for Chaz Ortiz right there. He's doing the 5-0 to switch crooked grind. It's kind of a free move for these dudes. There you go. That's technical skateboarding right there. Switch stance, backside kickflip to tail slide.
Now, for people at home who could think to themselves, well, he wasn't jumping down something massive, what makes that so amazing?
I mean, for lack of a better description, switch stance is kind of like going backwards, you know? Looking in your rearview mirror and backing up. These guys have mastered skating in both directions. Soon there won't be a stance in skateboarding.
It'll just be something that you do both ways.
Oh! Massive kickflip to backside lip slide. Nyjah Huston showing why he's a champion.
And never, at least that I remember, I don't ever remember him, he never gives any big react.
He speaks with his feet in his skateboard.
That's it. Focused.
6.1 gets rewarded. Risk is the reward here, the Street League, and every trick counts.
Remember that from the first heat, Billy Marks is sitting on that heat total of 28.
Massive 360 ollie by Torey Pudwill right there.
So clearly, Pudwill still has a lot left in the tank.
Torey sliding himself up there with that 5.9. He moves into the 6th spot, looking good.
Remember, we're only taking 8 from the 2 heats, and I can tell you already that Paul Rodriguez has been bumped out. He will not be moving on.
Oh, frontside 360 ollie. Chris Cole sliding into the 7th spot right there. See, these guys are all batting like 75% consistency. You're gonna see the top guys in a 70% range or greater.
Chris Cole with 100% consistency so far. And Rob Dyrdek, as we talk about that consistency, what are you seeing out there?
Well, I can tell you what, Chaz Ortiz knows how to make tricks, and he's got a strategy, you know, do the easy tricks first and then start to build on top of that. You know, even with a kickflip frontside board side, still mid-range score, you know. As we've seen from Billy Marks doing so well in that first heat, it's just a couple of 7 scores and a 6 can really make a difference.
Yeah, they have a real small space to warm up in right here because you only get a few tries, but he still finds to squeak it in and keep raising the bar each move. Nollie flip crooked grind there, Shane O'Neill, one of the most technical skateboarders out there.
It seems like Shane O'Neill's style is so casual that if you blink, you can miss exactly how serious each maneuver is from him.
I mean, Shane's moving up there as well. You can see Shane's sitting in the 3rd spot right there.
Nyjah Huston.
Wow. Cavalerio backside lip slide fakie. Fakie to fakie 360, sliding across that whole rail. Amazing.
His high score before that
7.6.
Yeah, he was sitting on a 6.1 of the highest score, and just like that, decided to raise the bar.
And the highest score of the tech section right there. So he's looking at a little extra dough.
Torey Pudwill going down on that transfer along the bar. And here comes Chris Cole, who of note has made every trick he's tried here in Heat 2.
Ooh, he might have jinxed himself. You gotta keep an eye on Chaz Ortiz and Torey Pudwill right now. They're jockeying for position. Oh, clean backside tail slide, big spin out. It looked like he was gonna lose it for a split second there, but pulled it off.
And you can see him looking up at the big screen.
There's that backside tail slide, big spin out, little finger touch on the bottom. Rarely in any other sport do you see, one could say your enemy, or who you're going against clapping for you. It's amazing. Nyjah Huston showing some love.
Indeed, mutual admiration as these guys are all gunning for that $150,000 here at stop 1.
Believe it or not, a lot of these guys train together. Oh, wow. The definition of technical skateboarding right there. That's one of the hottest tricks in all the new videos right now. Big spin, backside tail slide fakie. My man delivers it under this pressure.
And with that trick, Shane O'Neill bumps himself, as you can see at the top of your screen, into first place with a total of 30.8.
I mean, this is really what Street League's about. They want to see the best out of these guys, and Shane just skates at that level so comfortably.
Nyjah Huston out of Sacramento, California.
Nollie to backside nose blunt slide.
Is that going to up his last score, you think?
I think so. I think so. 7.8. Yes,
What's so difficult about this trick?
Well, he bumps off his nose instead of his tail. He nollies, and he just slides along the very, very edge of his board, locked on that rail, and just comes out forwards. So much control. Such a calculated move right there.
And he does just that. That's 7.8, following up that 7.6.
Only 0.4 behind Shane O'Neill, really nipping at his heels right now. These guys can't bail.
Nice shot of Nyjah's mom, who's probably hitting up some family, letting them know that he's killing it.
Torey Pudwill, amazing combination right there. The front feeble grind, a backside tail slide transfer. It's a 6.4.
And with that last score from Houston, Mikey Taylor was just eliminated. So we saw Rodriguez and Taylor sitting on that bubble, both their scores unable to hold up. Last attempt here for Chris Cole.
That's on which side, puts another trick down. Wants to make sure he stays in there. You know, Mikey Taylor had a great weekend. Best showing in Street League. Hats off to Mikey Taylor.
And there's Mikey Taylor in the crowd, and he's off to the showers, if you will. But he'll hang out and watch the boys.
Sitting next to Sean Malto, one of our past champions. Chaz Ortiz keeps knocking him down. 5-0 to switch crooked grind. Chaz Ortiz moves up into the 5th spot right there.
And our final attempt here in Heat 2.
Shane O'Neill's going to give it to him. I guarantee that.
The crowd, they're looking for it.
And switch. Switch for the backside tail slide. Oh, he was going for a 270 out. Sal, I've seen him do that 7 times yesterday. 7 times. I've maybe seen that maybe once ever in a video, if that.
So a trick that might be like a free throw for him normally, not so today. But I mean, he's chilling.
Hey, chilling on top.
Out there on top, so not that big a deal.
He's just coming in hot. I love seeing this like taller, stronger, more aggressive, faster Nyjah. 4.2, moves him into first place. See how Shane's bail right there just cost him the top spot.
All right. Man, I just can't believe that this is the first heat. I feel like I watched the whole contest already. Every heat. Here comes Torey Pudwill, last attempt here of heat 2.
Oh, looking for a frontside flip lip slide. Amazing. So much pop, so much power. Torey Pudwill's in there.
He's in there, in that top 8. A fine showing. Paul Rodriguez eliminated, and that's a shocker, not something that we expected starting off here. And we'll introduce you shortly to the 4th member of our team as we see the results. Huston, O'Neill, Marks, Sheckler, Ortiz in that top 5. Erica Yari, what do you got for us?
Ryan, how much do nerves play into this competition? There is so much craziness going on.
Yeah, nerves play a huge role. You know, all these guys are so good, and at any point in time, anyone out here can win. So it's when dudes start getting on a roll, you start getting a little nervous trying to, you know, calculate how you're going to get up in the points. But it's all fun. Like, it's a cool new contest series, and we're loving it.
Awesome. You're doing great. Back to you guys over there.
Peace.
Thank you, Erica. It's nice to get that perspective on the nerves. Well, our tech section is done and in the books. We've got 8. We're gonna cut 2 more. Come on back for Street League. Well, welcome back, folks. Street League Skateboarding, stop 1 here in Seattle, and that tech section was a banger. Hey, make sure you guys catch the season finale of E60 on ESPN this Tuesday. First, E60 traveling to Brazil to investigate a murder that shocked the soccer world, then get an inside look at the illegal world of underground cockfighting, and learn the uplifting story of a hockey fan finding strength through his team. E60, presented by Lincoln, Tuesday night at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Well, our Monster Energy best trick so far, Felix, Nyjah Huston.
That nollie right there, the backside nose blindside towel, so much precision. Pop off your nose, lock on your nose, scoop it off.
Well, we're sitting here trying to comprehend that tech section. How does this momentum carry forth for these guys, for the Nyjah Hustons, the Shane O'Neill, Billy Marks, after this performance in the tech section moving forward?
You know, I think the biggest story from the tech section is actually the new rising star, Mikemo. Real Street has taken him from being one of the lowest scoring guys last season to making this final.
All right, well, no one better to get perspective than from Rob Deerdick. Rob, your feelings moving forward after that tech section?
I mean, it's a reality of what nerves can do to you, man. For these guys just putting it down, effortlessly yesterday, getting really caught up and when it really matters for the big money. Paul Rodriguez, example of that. Mikemo, it's new for him under these lights. I don't even think he knows what he's quite doing yet. That's why he just put it down so easy. He just feels like he's at a ledge at a skate park right now.
I think he's still numb.
That naivete may be serving him well moving forward. I don't think I've ever seen, Rob, Paul Rodriguez looks so rattled and so physically tense.
Yeah, I think you miss a couple tricks, you start to think about it. You miss 3, now you're way in your head. You miss 4, it's pretty much over. You're in desperation mode, and he didn't find the desperation mode, and thus he got eliminated quickly. Both him and Mikey just did not skate as well as they did in qualifying, and were eliminated rather easily.
And to see Billy Marks keep moving forward was really impressive, too. You never expect him to be the biggest scoring guy in the tech section, although he's really tech. He's more of a big guy. He's really shining out there.
Indeed. Well, we've cut 2, and we're going to cut 2 more in this next round.
Similar to the tech section, the line section, you have a couple tricks to make. You have to make 2 to get judged.
All right, check this out, guys. With DC, we have this incredible new technology called Unilight. So we made a little segment the Unilight moments of just watching the world's best do some ridiculously, what I'll call dorky tricks. Take a look at this.
That Unilight moment, good times. But when we come back, heat 1 of the line section. 2 tricks to move on. Welcome back. Fans pouring into the Key Arena here on this beautiful Mother's Day in Seattle for the first stop of 4 stops of Street League. And the vibe inside of the Key Arena, it really has an amazing feeling. Sal Masakela here with Felix Arguez as we get ready for the line section. What to look for, Felix?
Well, this first installation here is a hubba. We refer to a hubba as something that resembles a handrail down some stairs. This is like an A-frame rail. A lot of tricks go up and down it. Sometimes they just skate the bottom part. It's really close to the first section. And your third choice for the line section, although they're only scoring 2 moves, you have to make both moves. There's an A-frame hubba combination where some of the guys are just flying out to the flat or flying over. The line section, you have to make both tricks to be judged, both tricks on any of those 3 obstacles.
So 2 tricks, but you have 3 options for those 2 tricks in the line section. As you see, heat 1 will be Capaldi, Pudwill, Cole, and Ortiz.
I've seen some strong lines from Mikemo. I'm looking forward to him skating this section. Amazing. Starts off with the 5-0 grind, a little bit more basic, but then does the front tail up, 270 in to the other side of that ramp.
I'll ask you a question. Mikemo, that 5-0 to start things off, nice trick. Are the judges going to, are they looking for 2 really, really strong tricks, or can you have a setup trick going into your second?
Well, what they're doing is they're putting both tricks together to get the total score.
As we get this great line on Torey Pudwill, that long backside tailslide up and down with the DC cam.
One of the only skaters going actually up and down that, him and Chris Cole, and they're both actually in this heat.
And you see the score reflected, a 6.6.
The judges recognize how difficult it is to be able to navigate a backside tail slide up and down that ledge.
Ooh, Chris Cole, no stranger to getting tech with it.
Fakie tail slide to fakie, just going backwards right now. Frontside half cab flip, great line.
Keep in mind, Chris Cole is the oldest man of our field at 29 years of age.
You know what's funny is his bag of tricks displays that because it's so deep. He's got a lot of ammo, this guy.
And you'll see he skates with the precision, that wisdom. As in comes
50-50. There's some precision for you.
Chaz Ortiz.
It's a little tutorial right there of the kickflip 50. You saw a kickflip backside 50-50 and then a kickflip frontside 50-50 right there.
And just like in the tech line, in the tech portion, on this line section, each skater gets 7 attempts at their 2 tricks in the line section, and we will get another cumulative score of those 7 attempts.
Here comes Mikemo. Frontside tail slide to fakie. Riding switch. Switch crooked grind up and onto that other bank. You know what? Mikemo's just really shining out there this week, and it's great to see. He's made more points in one section than he made the whole last season.
And that's got to do something for your confidence.
Yes,
and
sir.
It's only the first stop.
You can see it. Stars rising here in the Street League.
In comes Torey Pudwill.
Captain Excitement. That's how I like to refer to him because I never know what he's going to do. Look at him. Gosh. He looked like luggage at the carousel at the airport. Just up and down, slow and in control. Crooked grind up and down to fakie.
That was a perfect analogy for Pudwill.
It's a 5.6 right there.
Now again, these guys, each score is out of a best of 10 possible points.
Torey found himself on top yesterday. Now he's taking our leader spot. Chris Cole's getting some with the up and down right there. Stand-up nose grind. That's a lot of control right there. You got to balance. No nose goes down. You just balance on that front truck.
It's so exciting to see, you know, at the top of the screen, the way the lead and positions can change.
Oh, yeah.
As Pudwill now sitting in front, and Chaz Ortiz building on a nice
clean line right there, yeah. As you were saying, Chris Cole moves his way into second place. Chaz Ortiz stacks another clean line, moves himself into a tied spot with Chris Cole. Instantaneously, we see that.
How do these guys keep from peaking too early, from keeping their endurance and focus for the entire event?
You know what? I think it's just the level of professionalism, and the obstacle is going to dictate what tricks you're doing. I don't think these guys are holding back at all, to tell you the truth, Sal.
Mikemo not holding back.
Huge frontside flip over the whole next bank onto the flat. 4.6, he has such a big smile. He's having fun out there. I'm enjoying being here for this moment for Mikemo.
Now, for some of you at home, you might think you see a massive frontside flip like that, and you're like 4.6, but the judges really pushing these guys to do what, Felix?
They just want to see the best these guys can do. The highest level of risk is going to get the biggest reward.
So no safety dancing in Street League.
You have to understand, you know, Mikemo star of the Lakai video. These guys watch the Lakai video. They know what he can deliver in a video part, and they want that stuff live.
Chris Cole presently sitting in that second position, as you can see.
Kind of an old school combo there, the rail slide, the 5-0 grind. And a big frontside grab to fakie. I think that's the first grab of the event.
How do you muscle that back around to fakie?
Chris Cole has his complete own original strategy here, but it's doing him well. He's in second place, slowly creeping up at the leaderboard.
All right, these third attempts, very exciting here in Heat 1.
You know, much like in Chris Cole form. Ooh, I'm going to interrupt that thought. Nollie nose slide, a big spin out. Chaz Ortiz, eyes through the veins. It's just like a seasoned veteran. He's just a child.
And he made that look so casual.
There it is, nollie nose slide, big spin out. Technicalities up there. Decent score, 4.6. But what I was saying about Chris Cole, I think he's setting us up for the Chris Cole show in the big section.
Saving the best for last. There you see Mikemo, 5.6 points out.
Oh, he saves it. Saves it. Had a stutter step. Shows you when you're having a good day, you fall back on your board.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, hey, 2.5 is better than a 0. You know what I mean? You made it happen. That's all that matters.
And Rob, we're in that Bill My Parents zone right now. Explain how that works.
I mean, basically now in this section, the It's Money zone is the top 2 guys. You know, if you make it in that top 2, you know you're not going to get eliminated. But as you can see from Torey's run right there, this time around for the top guys, it's going to be, they're going to have to put down some serious scores not to get eliminated now. These guys are definitely on it right now.
Hey, Torey's one of the scrappiest guys out there, and he definitely doesn't like Chris Cole knocking on his door. He's way too close for him.
Well, I'll tell you what, too, you know, if you look at these average landed trick numbers, you really have to be up in that 5 zone. You got Chaz Ortiz and Chris Cole in the 4.5 range, and that's just not going to get it done no matter how consistent you are. You're going to fall back on the leaderboard.
Yep, definitely. With Torey taking more risk in those higher point scoring combinations, they're showing that the consistency isn't as big of a factor if you're really taking that risk.
Well, that's a really great point, because when you look at those numbers, you see Chris Cole, Chaz Ortiz, you know, landing 90% of their tricks. That doesn't necessarily mean that you get to move forward. You've got to take the risks.
Yeah.
And Torey Pudwill putting some distance between himself and Chris Cole. And remember, as Rob just stated, 1 and 2 here in Heat 1 will be safe. Definitely going to move on to our third section, putting pressure on the bottom 2.
Well, we just seen Chaz bail right now. It's going to be interesting to see what his next approach is going to be at this line section. Is he going to play it safe, or is he going to really let it rip?
Torey Pudwill coming in on his 5th of 7 attempts.
So difficult to hold that backside Smith grind up and down that rail. These guys just want to skate. I think Chris Cole really liked those 2 bails right there. If you notice, his strategy is paying off. You watch Torey Pudwill and Chaz Ortiz bail. Chris Cole sitting in second place, not for long.
And this is where each attempt being judged and scored plays such a difference.
We have a new leader, although a very low score of a 3.3 for that line. He did his math. Seasoned veteran, man.
It's amazing that these guys can look up at the big screen, see how many points they're out, and boom, put down what they need to.
Well, what's funny is we all skateboard because we love to skateboard, not school. Street League's turning this into turning these guys into mathematicians.
Chaz Ortiz trying to do some big math.
He gets a smile. First time I seen him break character. He was like, okay, that was funny. I bailed before. Manny Santiago shows him some love. That's brown power over there.
So there you see Heat 1, Cole, Ortiz, Pudwill, Capaldi.
Cole's looking good up there on top.
And our monster best trick still Nyjah Huston on that 7.8.
Nollie backside nose blunt slide.
Whew. Wonder if anybody's gonna take him out. And the fourth member of our squad, Erica Yeri, is with Chris Cole.
Chris, how has your strategy changed throughout the weekend with all the other skaters throwing down huge tricks?
It's really intimidating, so I'm just trying to stay on my board as much as I can.
And is it hard to stay on your board with just so much going on and all the pressure that's added onto it?
I think it's hard to stay on my board whether there's pressure added on or there's a lot of stuff going on. I think it's just hard to stay on board.
All right, well, good luck with that third section, and back to you, Sal and Felix.
Thank you. Chris Cole, a little modest, making 92% of his tricks. Not that hard for him to stay on his board. Hey, you want some Street League trivia? Go to streetleague.com/DC shoes. Log on, have a look, and get all the trivia you need. And there you see Chris Cole finishing first there in that heat. But Heat 2 coming up here in the line section. Welcome back, folks. Stop one here at Street League Skateboarding. Just got through an exciting Heat 1 in our tech line. You ever wonder what it's like in the minds of these skaters in practice when they're getting ready to come out and put it all on the line for 150 grand? We mic'd up Eric Koston, one of the best skaters on the planet and one of the most personable guys.
Your skater's favorite skater.
Take a look at Eric Koston in our monster mic'd up.
Smaller board? No, bigger. But I did that to make it look smaller. It's still big, but I tried to make it look smaller. And I put my bolts underneath the grip too to do that same thing. I did a little mental thing to make it look skinnier so it feels like it's small, but it's still big and small. If that makes any sense. Oh, is he gapping too? Oh my God! Cliffhanger! Oh!
That was scary though.
I know, you were in it though.
Hey, with something like that, do you just take the easy way out and go 180?
Yeah, yeah, you do. You want to land. It's all about landing here.
Eric Koston, one of the most enjoyable guys. He's like Switzerland. Everybody loves Eric Koston. Here we go, Heat 2. Oh man, this is gonna be serious. Ryan Scheckler, Billy Marks, Shane O'Neill, and Nyjah Huston. Each guy gonna get 5 attempts. We'll take the total score of those 5 attempts. And keep an eye at the top of your screen for our leaders. Chris Cole in that lead position. But as you see Scheckler in the follow cam, he'd like to do something about it.
Starts off with a frontside 180 to nose grind and then a half cap blunt slide forwards. Remember, you have to make 2 tricks in the line section to get a score.
Is the lines in this heat, do you see the line section favoring any one of these 4 guys more than the other?
You know what? I'm thinking Nyjah Huston. Nyjah Huston's really comfortable, has a deep bag of tricks, and I think he can spread them out evenly.
We saw Billy Marks with a strong performance in his Heat 1 of the tech section.
Wrapped up that line right there with a clean nose blunt side. 3.8. Not a bad score. Shane O'Neill, real technical skater, but sometimes it's really hard to get that technicality in such a small amount of space. Huge 360 shove right there.
That's how they do it in Melbourne, Australia, man.
Yeah, it's like a combination. It's almost an impossible. It's almost a 360 shove it. It's Shane's personal style. He gets 6.2.
Yeah, strong score for Shane, especially on his first attempt. The peaceful focus of Nyjah Huston.
You see what I'm saying? He started off switch with a switch frontside tail slide, and now he just went big all the way to the flat with a 360 flip. Never flinches and has some of the best posture in the world because he has to maintain those dreads, you know, right in perfect position. If not, they'll wrap around him while he's skating.
I have never heard it put so succinctly. Felix.
Oh, Ryan saves that. He surfs out of that feeble grind up and down the A-frame rail. That's kind of more of a critical line to take right there. Both those are really close together.
Is it more pressure on guys like Ryan Scheckler, who are the more famous, more expected to win than some of the other guys like a Billy Marks?
I think there's a lot of pressure for Ryan just because of the contest environment, but I think it's also a great platform for him to show he's shining with his real street skills. Billy Marks really pays that line off right there with that Caballero. Fakie to fakie 360. Started out backwards, ended up backwards. Little sketch, but he saves it. Judges give him a 4.5. These guys are fighting for that top 6 spot. Billy Marks gets to that big section, there's going to be a show. That's what he likes to skate.
Keep in mind that our best trick nominee so far, as we see the DC cam following Shane O'Neill, that best trick so far still Nyjah Huston.
If you're watching skateboarding videos and you're wondering how these guys are getting that angle, just take a look. That's Chase right there from the barracks. You follow film. The skaters are actually great. I mean, the filmers are actually great skaters as well. Kickflip 50-50. Big hard flip. Ooh. Seems like Nyjah's approach is to do kind of a technical move at the first section, and then what would be basic for him is just go big off the end there, 5.8.
So strong score as we see these guys accumulating the numbers. Remember, we are going to drop 2.
He's in the 3rd spot right now. Scheckler with the half cab 5-0 to end his line. You don't see a lot of those right there. Scheckler has a really good cab. 5.2. Judges reward him for that rare trick.
So right now, sitting on that bottom end, if we were to end right now, Mikemo and Billy Marks, they would be calling it a day.
Oh.
And you can see Billy Marks wants to do something about that.
He came in going forwards, but then chose to go switch at the last obstacle, so he had to turn around real quick. That bail may have cost him something. Shane O'Neill, nollie nose grind.
And the exciting thing is as these scores, you know, keep coming in and guys start really putting down, that bubble spot changes.
Well, that's the beauty.
Right now it's Mikemo, Capaldi, and Billy Marks.
Well, that's the beauty of the instant scoring experience. These guys are all riding with us, watching it. You're watching at home, keep your eye on the screen. Nyjah's just looking so smooth out there.
It's like he's asleep and wide awake at the same time.
Another guy with ice just rolling through his veins.
And Mikemo and Billy Marks still in that bubble position. Remember, 5 attempts.
Ryan misses that kickflip 50 right there. Ryan's a true competitor here. He's doing a lot of math. He's looking at that monitor. He's going for it.
All right. Billy Marks,
the nose blunt side, turns back around again. Oh! There was some street league skateboarding right there. He went for a cab flip.
well, you see that 5.3 that he's looking for to stay out of elimination.
Just lost Mikemo, I think.
Yep. Mikemo is officially out.
Shane O'Neill saves that backside tail slide. You know, one of the things about these guys, they're so talented. What would be a fall for somebody else, these guys seem to still save it somehow. Gets a 3.8. The judges, you know, a little lower score for being sketchy.
Again, we're taking the top 6. Nyjah Huston.
Maintain that technicality. If you saw the DC cam, the kickflip to frontside nose slide. Follows it up with a nollie frontside nose slide. Every trick is just a little bit above basic.
And as you can see, Nyjah Huston now in the lead, in the driver's seat.
Gets a 6.1 for that. Rewarded for keeping everything just above par.
Final attempts here, and Ryan Scheckler is in that 6th spot.
Oh, he really needed that hard flip right there.
Now, Ryan, we're taking the top 6. Ryan Scheckler in that spot. Billy Marks on his last attempt. He needs a score.
Starts off with the back 5-5 over, right? Oh my goodness. Kickflip roast beef.
He needs a 5.3. Is that going to be it?
Let's see what the judges give a kickflip roast beef. 4.7. Not enough.
Oh, you know Ryan Scheckler was sweating right there.
Yeah, especially when Billy was pushing at that last obstacle. You have no idea what he's going to do. Man, your heart just has to be racing.
Well, great congratulations to Billy Marks for some fine skating for him.
Best place in the Street League Series for Billy Marks. Totally impressed.
And this is just a little...
Shane O'Neill, previous champion. Now backside 5-0 grind.
Lap of joy there for Shane O'Neill.
He's feeling good. Sitting in 2nd place going into the final. The 2 champions on top there.
Well, Nyjah in the driver's seat.
Kickflip backside tail slide fakie.
Nothing to lose.
This guy never lets off. Heat. Nollie backside heel flip. That's going to be, I believe, the highest scoring line of this section. He's just Mr. Monster best trick, I believe. Look at that. Nollie, heel flip. The board's actually rotating away from the ledge, and he places it back down on there so comfortably. 6.2.
And there you see a little smile, one of the first ones. And Erica Yeri is with our new leader in a second. But there you see our official results. Nyjah Huston, look at that success rate. And best trick.
7.8.
Sitting on some stats. Erica is with Nyjah.
That's right, I am with Nyjah. And Nyjah, you are doing amazing. Right now you're in 1st place. I mean, how much does creativity play in what you guys are doing out here? Are you watching what the other guys are doing and kind of playing off of that?
Yeah, you have to watch what everybody's doing for sure. It's like so much strategy, and you also have to have such a variety of tricks. Like, it's amazing. Like, I don't know, it's hard, but you just got to concentrate and go for it.
And if you miss a trick, I mean, does it get in your head?
Yeah, it really gets in your head, but it also makes you concentrate more. Like, I fell on my first trick, and now I haven't fallen like once after that, so I don't know, maybe maybe sometimes good. Maybe we'll see you take this whole year again. Who knows, right? Yeah, who knows?
All right, well, good luck out there. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Nice to get that. It's just a humble perspective from the defending champ. Hey, there's your schedule for the rest of the season. June 11th and 12th will be in Kansas City, Missouri at the Sprint Center. 16th and 17th of July will be in Glendale, Arizona. And August 28th, my birthday, will be in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center. And that champion is going to win $200,000.
KC is going to be real fun as Sean Malto's home.
Well, 2 sections down, 1 to go. Come on back. Welcome back, friends. We are getting set for the big section here at the Key Arena in Seattle. Stop 1 of Street League. Hey, ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball continuing Sunday and Monday night. First on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball at 8 Eastern. Jason Hayward and the Braves facing their division rivals, the Phillies, led by slugger Ryan Howard. Then on ESPN's Monday Night Baseball at 7 Eastern, Justin Morneau and the Minnesota Twins taking on Dustin Pedroia and the Boston Red Sox. Twins-Red Sox game can also be seen on ESPN in the Minnesota and Boston markets. Fans inside the Key Arena fired up. We're giving away some free swag, and they're loving things as we head into the big section. This is how we stand. Nyjah Huston, take a look at those numbers. That success rate, also sitting on the high score, best trick. And there you see Ryan Scheckler in that 6th position, just squeaking in, but it's a whole new game now as we head into the big section.
It's called the big section for a reason. Pays the big bucks, the biggest risk. It's gonna be a show.
Yeah, and again of note, Paul Rodriguez knocked out of the final in that first round. It's nice to see the folks at DC stoking the fans out with some swag. Nobody has a problem with free stuff.
Everybody loves free stuff.
I'm gonna go down right now to Rob Dyrdek. Give us your post play-by-play on the line session as we head into the big.
Yeah, it's going crazy in here. I mean, it comes down to this. It's the big section. 6 guys made it. Ryan Scheckler just squeezed in there. Billy Marks 4.7. He needed a 5.3. Just missed it. But Nyjah Huston, cold as ice, just winning every section, winning it all the way through. Wire to wire right now. He missed a trick early on. He's rifled off 11 in a row. I mean, it's his to lose right now. Shane is right on his heels, but can't count out Torey, Pudwill, Chaz Ortiz, man. It's about to go down.
Showtime.
And not to mention Chris Cole. I mean, it's the big section. Somebody's walking away with $150,000.
Hey, nice point there. $150,000. This is really when it's going to get serious, Felix. And take us a look here at how we got here.
Well, DC Cam's giving us that real skater's perspective. That's a nollie crooked grind right there. Backside tail slide, up and down. Torey Pudwill's phenomenal. 180 nose grind, Chris Cole heading for that ledge, up and down as well with stand-up nose grind, or the switch running nose grind at the beginning. Blunt slide, Chaz Ortiz, one of the most calculated guys out here. Nollie nose slide, big spin out. Ryan Scheckler's happy to be in this final. He's gonna go big in the big section. 180 nose grind, heading over to this A-frame. Half cab, blunt slide, fakie, really working those half cabs. Mr. Tech, keeping that level just above par with the nollie crooked grind.
But our leader.
This is some street league skateboarding right here. Kick flip 50-50. Big hard flip, heading into the big section. Nyjah Huston's feeling real comfortable over there.
Well, so many characters here in the Street League. Chris Cole, one of them. Let's get to know him a little better with Chris Cole, Streets to the League.
I got aboard when I was 8. I had asked for it for 2 years, and I went out front of my house and I was skating every single day, and it was the only thing I could think about. With the growth of skate parks, there's obviously a ton more skaters because there's a place to congregate and actually get a full skate session in. You know, you go there and you can skate for however long you have. The opposite end is you go out and you skate streets, and you go and you find a skate spot. And that skate spot has one thing to skate. You're going to skate that one thing however long you have to skate it, provided you don't get kicked out. Being a part of Street League it's somewhat of an honor. I mean, it's the first league in like professional skateboarding that actually has the dudes that they're not even contest skaters. Like, most of them don't even skate contests, but they skate the street and they skate it well.
A great perspective there from Chris Cole. And you know Chris Cole in this big section, he would like to be the man. $150,000 at stake in the big section when we come back. city of Seattle in the Northwest has been a great supporter to street skateboarding over the years, and we are stoked to have this city and all of its history hosting us here at our first Top of Street League here in the Key Arena. Fans fired up for our final section, the big section, but keep in mind, within this event, we also got another event, and that's the Monster Best Trick. And right now, Nyjah Huston, Soundmaster Kayla here, joined by Felix Arguelles. Nyjah Huston still sitting on that best trick.
That nollie backside nose blunt slide right there, difficult level, nollie, all the elements of what you need to be sitting on top of the Monster Best Trick.
And as we head into the big section, keep in mind that Ryan Scheckler, who is in 6th position, had the highest score so far this weekend in the big section, an 8.4 in qualifying. What are the keys to this big section?
There's a couple ways to skate it. You could either ollie over the back of the hubba, which is that big ledge there, and skate the ledge, or you could actually choose the rails. Then the more conventional route, you could just gap all the way down the stairs, kind of just fatty to flatty.
All right, those are your options. One of these guys is going to be able to put together the score that's going to make our first winner here for this season 2 of Street League. Ryan Scheckler.
Man, did I hear his board break? Wow, starting off with that best trick for him right there in that section. He's starting out banging.
Here comes Torey Pudwill.
This is what it's about right here, risk and reward. These guys come out gunning. Nobody wants second.
Kicks it from board. Chaz Ortiz making his presence felt, coming into this thing in the 4th position, and just like that, with that score of a 5.1, he moves up the leaderboard in the 3rd place.
I've seen him do that frontside blunt slide all weekend long. Surprise, a little extra pressure here in the big section. It's a big money. It's a big difference between 1st and 2nd place.
When you're dealing with 17-year-olds and you're Chris Cole at 29, how much does your body start to talk to you at this stage of the competition?
I mean, I tell you, every day it's harder to skate, but your passion will drive you through, that's for sure. Chris Cole's almost looking like a chaperone up there.
And remember, in this round, folks, Nyjah. We go back to 7 attempts. 7 attempts for these guys in the big section. We will collect those 7 attempts for 1 score. So much could change.
There it is. He relives his moment yesterday. He got an 8.4 for that. That's the biggest scoring move in the big section. 8.3, he landed a little sketchier than yesterday. It's a fakie to fakie 360 right there with backside lip slide in the middle. They call that a cab back lip slide.
Put in perspective, I mean, what happens if you don't make it out?
I mean, you really need to work that out on a curb, on a parking block, on a little rail before you get to that magnitude right there. It can get really critical. Helicopter. Big backside 360. It's 6.2, huge score. You know, a couple of these guys do those backside 360s and lip slide. A couple of these guys do that backside 360 with a flip, and the judges know that. Kickflip backside lip slide.
And already we're seeing some tricks here in the big section that could go up against Nyjah Huston for that $15,000 for the Monster Best Trick.
Well, because of how critical the big section is, it's actually the epitome of the risk, and it's going to get the biggest reward.
Chris Cole contemplating. Here in the 2nd attempt.
Clean backside tail slide to fakie.
Stoked to have that DC cam giving us the same perspective within this live event that you would get when watching a skateboard video from one of your favorite companies.
Yeah, you could just log on to heliclips.com and see everybody's video. Everybody's posting videos on there. Get that real skateboarder's perspective. Backside nollie heel flip, Shane O'Neill, textbook. You got to land on the bolts, too. That's why sometimes you see those boards break, is whenever you don't land on the bolts. So we just say bolts when they land.
And when you say land on the bolts, that's on top of the trucks.
Yep, the bolts that are holding the trucks onto your board.
Well, they call this the big section for a reason. And so far, these guys throwing it down.
Ooh. Scary move right there, the kickflip to front board. You got to catch that before you put it back on. Or we might get Nyjah cut in half. We'll have 2 Nyjahs out there.
Critical risk, but again, the reward is a maximum one. First prize.
I mean, nobody wants second place. 40,000 or you want 150, you make the choice. Oh! That right there could be the biggest scoring move attempted in Street League history right there. The cab flip over that stack. I want him to make it because I just want to see the score.
Remember, Ryan Scheckler has not won a Street League event yet. He's won many things, X Games, gold medals.
You can see it on his face.
But he is looking for the win.
Him and Chris Cole got a lot to prove out there. Torey Pudwill just doing him. Feeble grind, back 50-50 down that rail. You usually don't see combos on rails going downward. Like, that's pretty critical, man. 4.9. Chaz Ortiz heading for the rail. Kickflip front feeble grind. Chaz is one of the only skateboarders, there's probably only maybe 2 or 3 that I've ever seen do that trick ever, and he puts it down in this scenario.
Chaz Ortiz doing it right now for the Midwest, his hometown in Chicago. They gotta be loving it.
7.6, surprisingly the judges find that easier than a cab back lip. Oh man! Are they gonna score that one to a 540, or are they gonna score it off a 360? That was a perfect 360 lip slide. 270 backside ollie. He lands in the lip slide, comes out forward, completing the 360 rotation, then he slid around another 180.
A little revert save.
That shows you what a warrior Chris Cole. He's out there looking like Leonidas. Shane O'Neill, Mr. Big, one of our previous winners right here, Las Vegas stop. Oh, man. That hurts right there, a little splitter.
That one looked like it hurt for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna have to walk that off. He's got 4 more attempts at that nollie big spin.
In our 3rd attempts here. Oh, wow. Up 7.
Nyjah just wanted to make sure people knew he has those 270 back lips as well. You know, yesterday I saw him try an unprecedented backside 270 to nose blunt, and he almost did it, and he had no reason to even try. He was up in front by 8 points.
We started out with 10. We cut to 8, then to these final 6. We've worked so hard. Which one of them is going to get it done and be our first top champ? The end of the big section, and we're crowning the champ when we come back. Welcome back, folks, and I'm happy to let you know that in the minute we were away, you missed nothing, because we held these guys, and
just
we
for
are
you.
Ready to roll, because we know anything can happen as Ryan Scheckler comes in on attempt 4.
Oh man, there it is. Cab flip down the stack. Oh man, look at him, he's loving it. He mugged on the camera. This is a Scheckler show right now. 9.2, Sal.
Woo!
A 9.2.
That's the highest score in Street League history. A 9.2 for Ryan Scheckler.
Who better than Scheckler to set the bar? Wow.
And without a doubt, that's going to be the monster best trick. Somebody's going to have to take that out.
Look at his face. Congratulations, Ryan.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the Street League.
And you can see the look on the rest of the other 5 guys' faces. I had to get out of my chair for that.
Sal, these guys got 4 tries still. We're only halfway through this big section. This is what happens at Street League. There's no intensity like this in any other sporting event.
But remember, Ryan Scheckler missed 2 attempts of those 4.
But I mean, Nyjah's really telling a story right here. His average is a 5.7. He's got a 93% landing rate. He's got a 14-trick streak and a 7.8 best trick. Consistency, creativity, and difficulty.
It's like a triple-double in basketball. You look at that line score and you see why he's in the lead. Consistent exactly for why you said.
I mean, you know, it's like if the Street League was created for him. Oh, Chris Cole. Unlikely bail that nose bump slide right there.
I gotta say, Felix, you know, for my first time here at Street League, to be able to be in an event like this with this ISX instant scoring, it just makes it so exciting. Oh my God!
Shane O'Neill shakes off that little minor leg injury he had and makes the nollie big spin. This guy's a champion.
We saw him in the splits. We saw him limping back up the ramp, and just like that, boom! Shane O'Neill says, "I want in." Look at the top of your screen. Nyjah Huston still in first. O'Neill just behind him.
Oh man, it's the Nyjah show.
Gosh.
Oh wow. 360 flip lip slide. Come on, man.
Not just consistency, but just technical bangers.
I mean, 8.6. 8.6. If it wasn't for Ryan's move, he would have had the biggest move here in the technical section. And he still has something up his sleeve that he tried out yesterday.
Rob Dyrdek. Rob. What's happening here?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my, Ryan Scheckler.
Rob, is Ryan here?
I mean, he's putting on a show right now. I mean, Nyjah has got a chokehold on this thing. If you're gonna do a 360 flip lip side on top of not missing anything, nobody's gonna find you.
Oh man.
I'm gonna pass out if he does a 360 nose blunt, Rob.
Oh man.
Bolts,
Amazing. Nothing
but bolts.
And that's the wonderful thing
face.
about skateboarding is when you're watching progression, like dudes just you stop the event for a second and just, you're stoked for each other.
Wow. There's nothing like the level of skateboarding that's going down right now in this big session. Street League skateboarding, the DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy, is like nothing else that's ever happened in skateboarding.
Man, oh man, I'm a happy man just being here in the front row on the 50-yard line to watch this go down.
Oh my goodness, kick the backside Smith grind. Look at him, look at his little smile, he doesn't even flinch.
And with the Key Arena filled with skateboard fans, you can hear how excited this crowd is.
Watch the kickflip. He locks his back truck on there and the backside Smith grind and lands so effortless. My man hasn't even broken his sweat, Sal. His shirt's still totally clean. Incredible.
17 years of age, no pressure.
Oh man, it's gonna be nice seeing what he does with skateboarding for the next 20 years.
Yeah. Oh boy. The granddad of the group, Chris Cole.
Wow, amazing. So strong, man. Fakie backside lip slide to fakie.
You know, Chris Cole had a chance at a football career and opted out for skateboarding. He used to put down some mean hits in high school.
These guys are really gonna let it rip right here. A couple guys got 3 tries, and then everybody else has 2. Can we see something break into that 9 zone again? You know, big spin board slide fakie. Look at his face, Sal. No expression.
You know, it's something, you know, I love the way this is set up. Like we can get so excited for Ryan Scheckler and those two just back-to-back monsters that he put down, but the consistency again, like Rob spoke about over the course of the whole event, being key for Nyjah Huston.
Oh man, Nyjah's just like, I got those too, man. I got those too.
And now it's just offensive as he's moved his make percentage up to 94% of his tricks he's attempted over the course of this event made.
So smooth out there. Look at him smiling. He's shining.
Nyjah Huston is on a streak of 16 made tricks in a row. The closest person to him right now is the closest person to him is Chaz Ortiz with 6. That's just to put it in perspective, Nyjah Huston and the focus he is on right now.
Not only that, his skill level with the new platform asking for guys to take more of a risk. It didn't even flinch Nyjah's plan. He's still one of the most consistent guys out here, still taking most of the risk.
And you see Ryan Scheckler's mom and baby brother.
Enjoying Mother's Day.
Ryan, we saw him holding his lower back.
There's a lot of impacts out coming off that ledge.
But knowing Ryan, that's not going to stop him. Here comes Torey Pudwill.
Huge nollie backside backside flip. Man, that's going to be a big score right there.
We are in attempt 6 of 7. I wish that we were able to give these guys 16
Pops
attempts.
that nose, backside nollie flip. Lands so smoothly. Torey Pudwill's amazing.
And a big score of 7.5 for
Moves him
Pudwill.
up into 4th place. Chaz Ortiz, Mr. Cool, Chaz Ortiz.
Taking the 6th attempt.
Oh, wow, critical. Nollie, big spin. Backside lip slide faking. There's a lot of stuff going on right there. I know how you feel, Sal. I know how you feel.
Speechless. This is the most furious display of street skating.
What's so funny is they're so cool, calm, and collective, and me and you are jumping around. Oh, man. Chris Cole tries to switch frontside tail slide down that hubba.
And mind you, this is just stop 1.
Oh, yeah. Everyone.
It's just the intro.
Everyone is just as critical, Sal. Now with this new format, every section is just as exciting as the final. But honestly, to give somebody 150 grand is just incredible at the end of the section.
Oh! Well, Shane O'Neill really needed to make that trick, as he's only got 1 attempt left, and you can see the gap between Nyjah Huston, who
he got really close to that, Sal. That was a switch flip backside lip slide. That would have been a huge scoring move right there. Shane's really pulling his cards out right. Oh, man. Nyjah wants 2 tries at that move. Last time he tried that on his last attempt, it's a 360 ollie, 270 to nose blunt. So to come out forwards, making it 360. No one's ever done that before in competition.
and it is official. We've done the math. As we see Ryan Scheckler's last attempt.
Cab backside 5-0 grind down the hubba.
And we're in these final attempts, and this last attempt for Nyjah Huston, when he goes, it will be a victory lap.
Oh, yeah.
As the defending champ, Nyjah Huston is officially...
Not sure if he knows it yet, Sal. Look
your
how focused he is.
Yeah, he doesn't wait till the game is over, and imagine if he makes the nose blunt.
I'd really like to see him break 100, Sal. I want to see him make that back nose blunt. I want to see him make that back 360 to nose blunt.
Big shout out to Torey Pudwill. Strong performance all weekend.
Amazing, finishing 5th. Oh, Chaz Ortiz, 2 bails when he got critical. Didn't expect that from Chaz. Great finish, 3rd place for Chaz Ortiz. There's a big money difference here.
And Nyjah Huston is going to bring home $150,000. Chris Cole, though.
Oh my gosh, just exploded that skateboard right there.
I told you he's a big man. He knows how to lay down hits.
Oh wow, backside 360 ollie kickflip. Signature Chris Cole move, the blizzard flip. Breaks his board. What a sport, man.
And listen to the crowd, they love it.
Wow. You know what, Chris Cole may need to bolt 2 skateboards on top of each other to be able to resist that impact. Wow, that replay really shows that board exploding when he landed it. He actually landed it quite good. 2 skaters left. Doing it for the people.
Shane O'Neill had a chance there.
Oh, wow. Switch flip backside lip slide.
Had a chance there to take out Nyjah.
Amazing display of technicality right there.
But
Nyjah, big smile, victory lap right here. Can he make some history?
There he is, your champion. And he finally breaks out the smile. Is he gonna make
history?
it?
Oh my goodness! Street League only ends one way, Sal. It ends with history. This is Street League skateboarding, the DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy and Nyjah Huston. Oh my goodness, man.
And look at that.
What is this kid made out
The
of?
highest score again in Street League history.
9.9.
Rob Dyrdek must be so happy right now.
Please, Rob, look at him pacing back and forth. He just had a baby, I think.
I think the commissioner has never been happier.
Nyjah's hopping up and down.
And there you see
Nyjah's Mother's
mom
Day. What a gift from Mom. Oh my goodness, look at everybody's cheering for him. We just saw history. Street League delivers history, Sal. Event after event.
It's great to see the mutual admiration amongst these guys. So stoked. for Nyjah Huston, the defending champ, starting things off just like he did before. And look at that, 9.9 for Nyjah Huston. Your winner of Stop 1 will be back. Welcome back here inside a pleasantly stunned. This Stop 1 of Street League has been incredible. Catch the season finale, folks, of E60 on ESPN this Tuesday. First, E60 traveling to Brazil to investigate a murder that shocked the soccer world. Then we'll get an inside look at the illegal world of underground cockfighting and learn the uplifting story of a hockey fan finding strength through his team. E60 presented by Lincoln, Tuesday night at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Sal Masakela here with Felix Arguelles, and I say pleasantly stunned because Nyjah Huston just destroyed this course. You look at this, 104.6 points, won every section, a success rate of 89%, the highest score ever in Street League history at 9.9. Look at the gap between him and the rest of the field. Shane O'Neill was able to hang in there for a little while, but after a while, it was all Huston, which of course leads us to our monster best trick, where once again, Nyjah Huston, Felix, upped himself.
Backside 270 to nose bump side has never been done in a competition, and maybe only once in a video ever by Chris Cole. This here is just completely unheard of. We have Eric Ayiri out there with Nyjah. Let's see what they have to say.
Last year, first overall, but you just came in first with all 3 sections. Overall, how does it feel, second year, taking home the first place, and you got a golden ticket into the finals in New Jersey? Let's hear it.
Wow, best feeling ever for sure. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, it just all went so good. I mean, I guess just all the hard work paid off, you know, and I just want to thank all the fans for coming out and making this event possible, you know. Thank Rob Dyrdek for putting it on. It's best skate contest ever.
We've been talking about risk and reward all day. You've taken so many risks. How does it feel to just finally see it pay off already, right off the bat?
It feels so good. Like, wow, like from falling on my first trick and I had to go for a couple tricks in the first section, and just, I wasn't sure if I was going to make them, but you just got to go for it and, you know, see what happens. And then everything was just so smooth after that. Like, wow, I couldn't have asked it to go any more better.
Well, you're absolutely smooth out there, and congratulations back to you guys, and it's been an amazing day.
Thank you.
16 years of age, Nyjah Huston dominating Street League. Incredible. He's continuing his run. We'll be back to present checks after the break. Street League Skateboarding is brought to you by Monster. Street League Skateboarding's Chris Cole and Shane O'Neill are fueled by Monster Energy. And by Bill My Parents Spend Smart Card, designed for teens, young adults, and their parents. And Gears of War 3, coming September 20th only on Xbox 360. And DC Skateboarding since 1994. Hey, ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball continues Sunday and Monday night. First on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball at 8. Jason Hayward and the Braves facing division rivals, the Phillies, led by the big bat Ryan Howard. Then on ESPN's Monday Night Baseball at 7 Eastern, Justin Morneau and the Minnesota Twins taking on Dustin Pedroia and the Boston Red Sox. And that Twins-Red Sox game can also be seen on ESPN in the Minnesota and Boston markets. But here in Seattle, we've got some hardware to give away, and the commissioner, Rob Dyrdek, is down on the floor.
I mean, there you have it. The most absolutely dominating performance in probably professional skateboarding history. I think he only missed 2 tricks. He scored 20 more points than he scored in qualifying, and He scored the highest score we have ever seen and brought this whole building to their feet. Nyjah Huston, come on in here, man. Congratulations to you, that was unbelievable. Nyjah Huston. All right, turn in this way, my man. What were you thinking out there? What were you thinking like after the first section and third section, you let it wire to wire. How were you feeling out there?
I was feeling great. All I could think about is just stay concentrated and do my best, you know, just try to stay relaxed and make it happen.
Yeah, I could tell that. I mean, I'm the one that had to force you into getting really gnarly right there. And let me just say this. That's $150,000. That's $5,000 per section and the $10,000 overall bonus. On Mother's Day, you just won $175,000. What do you think about that, Mom?
Oh, I just can't be happier. I feel so blessed right now.
I mean, I gotta say it, the backside 360 nose blunt slide. You tell me, is that the gnarliest trick you've ever done in your life?
Yes, it is. Definitely. I've been practicing it for like the last 3 months, and I've been waiting for a moment like this to bring it out, so it worked out perfect.
Well, I commend you. Not only did you go full bore with tray flip lip slides and not only backside nose blunt slides, but you dominated, and for that, you are once again Street League champion. First place of the DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy, and $150,000. I'm gonna say it right now, it's just another incredible contest. Congratulations to Nyjah Huston one more time. Thank you, everybody.
Well,
back to Sal.
Thank you so much, Rob. That was the dream for Street League, and there you see the efforts of hard work from Nyjah Huston. And for Rob Dyrdek, Erica Yeh, Felix Arguelles, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Sal Masekela, and say thanks for watching. Our next telecast will be June 12th at 4 Eastern on ESPN2 from Kansas City. Right now, more Street League is coming at you on the web. It's going to be the Wonka Free Ride. All the pros, just for fun, they're going to have a free-for-all on the session, and you can watch it at facebook.com/Street League. Once again, an amazing stop one. Felix, I don't even know what to say.
I mean, Sal, welcome to the Street League, my man. That's what Street League's all about.
All right, we'll see you at stop 2.